Hi, everyone. You can get a little bit of a sense of the delay, but hopefully things are going to work out. I do have some new equipment that I'm learning. I'm learning for streaming and unboxing. So, um, I think I just got a notification. Yep, I got a notification that I'm live right now. So, if you don't want to miss anything, turn on your notifications because then there's also some settings in your YouTube app on your phone you can set, but so then you can always know when I will be releasing a new video or starting a live stream. But anyway, I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and today we actually have 3 KnitCrate packages to open up. We have our it's June. We have our May Knit and Crochet Club, the May Sock Knit and Crochet Club, which are both in this package, I believe. And then I have a residual one from April, which I think is the Knit and Crochet Club. Things have been arriving 4 to 5 weeks after the start of the month. So my May crates just arrived last week. So the May crates for me arrived the first week in June, just to give a little bit of a sense of the current timeline. But I don't even think I introduced myself. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits. I love to dye yarn and talk about yarn and all fiber craft type things related. And so KnitCrate actually sends me their clubs for free for me to unbox and share. I do have an affiliate link, which is down in the video description, and I have an affiliate coupon code, ChemKnits20, where you can save 20% off of your first month. But I hope that you all can trust me to give my full impressions and opinions on everything. KnitCrate has gone through some changes lately to their subscriptions, and they have been very open with the challenges they've been facing as a company with regards to the pandemic and the fact that their mills are located in Italy and Peru, 2 countries that have been also hit very, very hard from the pandemic. And so they do have some with some shipping challenges. So it is taking longer than it used to for the yarn to come out. But it has been, I would say, consistently arriving about 4 to 5 weeks after it's been shipped from, I believe they ship from Florida. I'm in Massachusetts for reference. So it might take longer than what you are used to. And so that's something I think is very important to point out. And yeah, let's actually go to their website really quick before we finish unboxing. So the Knit and Crochet Club, which is the former KnitCrate, is $29.99 a month plus shipping and handling, which I believe, I wrote this down because I don't see it on the webpage. It is $7.95 shipping and handling domestic, or $11.95 shipping and handling for international. This was a price increase that I think went into effect at the beginning of April. The Sock Knit and Crochet Club is $24.99 a month with $6.95 shipping and handling domestic, or $11.95 shipping and handling international. Now, well, I guess I'll talk later about some of the things I'm not sure about. There are ways that you can get a more bundled subscription, which does come with some discounts. And while I'm talking about the prices and I'm here, the Dive into Dyeing course that is featuring yours truly is still out of stock. I imagine that I don't really have any updates or information on this, but I imagine it's because this is Dharma's website, but a lot of dye colors from Jacquard are out of stock. And so I have a feeling that that is influencing the ability to bring the Dive into Dyeing series back in stock. So if I get any information, I will obviously share that, but I have no information about that at all. So let me see. But yes, that's just a little run down. Why? Oh, my screen was off and I was like, was I not in frame at all? But anyway, let's open up the KnitCrates. So one confusion that I have, and one thing that puts me in a weird spot as someone who does unboxing, is that I avoid spoilers, which means sometimes I might miss information that is being provided and updates. And so I'm really happy that they put both of my crates in one package. But last I heard, and again, I don't know if this has changed, that you can't get, like, if you ordered, when they first announced the changes, if you ordered, say, 2 KnitCrates every month, you would pay shipping and handling on both. So I don't know if it's possible to combine shipping. So I've not seen word on that. But in here, I think I have one. Ooh, that must be the Knit and Crochet Club. And then 2, the sock. Ooh, I think I know what's in here, and I'm very excited because I think that's something that I have. So let's start with, okay, since I can feel what the fun extra, let's start with the sock club. And so just as a brief reminder, and of course I left it on there, the sock club comes with 100 grams of yarn, and it includes a fun extra, and there's both a knitting sock pattern and a crochet sock pattern in this. And the yarn weight will always be either, I think very rarely it's sport or DK, but it is always intended for making socks. Wow. Okay, let's see. We have our Inspirations magazine. Ooh, and the theme is Mirage. Nope, that's June. Okay, fine. For May, it's Happy Little Skeins is what it says. And the theme and inspiration is nature. And so here's a little bit. I'm glad they put the mood board back in the magazine because for a while they didn't. But here is the yarn. Okay, so this is the Vitalana Tiptoe Sock. And this is not the softest one I've received. The color is very much a lichen type color, I would describe it. So it's a little bit like little growths that you might see on the outside of your trees. And the color is called Linen Spray. And this is 45% superwash merino, 40% linen, 15% nylon, and it's fingering weight. Oh, interesting. I mean, you can see there's like there's some like fibers in it. I wonder if that's part of the linen or something spun into it. Okay, so if I rub it, so at first I was like, okay, it's not the softest one, but given that it is 40% linen, it isn't going to be as soft as just 100% merino. This is a very interesting blend to me. I wonder how, like, it might be just like more comfortable for summery socks, but still having some of the bounce that wool would give. Linen doesn't have a lot of memory, so I wonder if the merino would add to that. But the color, I would say it does have some heathering to it, which is interesting. It's not going to show up on camera. Oh, maybe you can't really tell. You might see a little luminosity, but I do see, because probably however it was like blended and spun, the linen and the merino probably took up color differently. So yeah, it's what, 40% merino, 40% merino, sorry, 45% merino, 40% linen, 15% nylon. So I don't think I've ever held a merino linen blend. And so I think that is really interesting. The color is not really my favorite. I would call it's like a neutral green, but I do think, like, the one thing is for sure, you could over dye this. It's at least, if it's not a favorite color of mine, it's pastel enough that I could over dye it, which I know isn't the goal of a knit crate or sock crate, but as an independent dyer, that's always something that I consider when opening a mystery package. If it's not my favorite, can I dye it? But I could see, I mean, I think it's a nice color for socks, at least. What was I going to say? The KnitCrate used to offer color vibes. Unfortunately, those aren't available anymore, so it is sort of a surprise what color you will get every month. But I'm curious how we will see the colorways evolve over the next year or so. They typically, I think, have to plan out colorways about a year in advance. So like the colorways for the rest of the year have already been planned and developed. But I wonder if not being constrained by the vibes will mean that they have more things coming in the future. So here are the colors for the Tiptoe sock, which actually, I mean, I think that the green isn't really my favorite, but I think that the other two colors are both really, really nice. And let's see what the patterns look like. Ooh, okay, so there is the Petal Socks by Lauren Gates, which I don't think I'm focusing on. And the crochet socks are really interesting. They're very lacy. They're called Susie's Bloom Socks by Jessica Smith Hetrick. And so those, as a club member, you get both of these patterns. You actually also will get the knit and crochet club patterns as well. Let me see. It looks like I'm hoping, so the Petal Socks have a chart pattern. I'm a chart person, so I always like to look. And the crochet, I don't see a chart, but sometimes in the digital version there's a chart, but it doesn't say. Just in my brief quick look, ooh, there's like a pretty forest scene back here. I think that, like, what was I going to say? I think the patterns are really, really cute. I haven't done as many crochet charts, to be fair. I would say that given like the pastels, given the like bright tones, the green definitely works with the inspiration. I do wish that we had some more saturation or something, but I think that would be hard with a linen blend to have something super saturated. So you've heard linen softens with washing. Maybe this will help for happy feet. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I was touching it, it gave me sort of like a, you know, when you have, when you air dry blue jeans and they're really, really stiff, and then you sort of move them a bit and it gets softer. It's definitely, the more I touch it, the softer it's feeling to me. So I think it would be fine for socks. I don't really wear socks. I am barefoot most of the time, and I was actually just sitting on my foot and it fell asleep. But let's look at, oh wait, there's something else in here that I had felt. And so this is actually one of my favorite things, extras from Knitcrate that I've received. They had this in, maybe it was the Knitcrate or what's now the Knit and Crochet Club. This is a heart-shaped tape measure. So a flexible tape measure, but it's on this, there's a zip tie on it, but it's on a necklace, which is super handy. So you don't lose it if you're constantly measuring the length of a sleeve or something. You can just wear it around your neck. And it says, all you need is yarn. And so this is actually, I use the other one that I got from them all the time. So I'm really, really excited about that extra, and I could feel it through the bag. So that was exciting. Now you can download a PDF of the Inspirations magazine with the patterns directly to your computer or to your Ravelry library, which is nice. So that was the sock club. This is the Knit and Crochet Club. The new names don't roll off the tongue as easily as Knitcrate and Sockcrate did, but I do understand why they rebranded, and it's the same, it's the exact same Inspirations magazine. So you do get all 4 patterns with either club. And ooh, I mean, I said I wanted something saturated. We've got like a ink, like an ink navy color, and ooh, check out that drape. Check out that drape. Oh, this is cute. We've got some little progress keepers in here that are, the color, is it yellow? It might be just yellow, but these are just really, really cute. So they've just got this clear bead at the bottom, but there's also a little flower, which is definitely not focusing. There's more detail to that little flower. Oh, I think because it's reflecting light. It's got a cute little flower on top. So this is really, really sweet. And there were 2 of them, which is nice. Maybe the linen will add strength to the finished material. Yeah, it's possible, for sure. But I'm not sure how strong linen is. I guess I haven't, to be fair, I've not knit with very much linen. Okay, so this is the Audine Woods Chill. This is 90% Surrey alpaca, 10% cashmere. So when I picked this up at first, I'm like, oh, it's not that soft. And until I started rubbing it more. This one, it is squishy. It has drape. It feels like it might be a little bit warm for May, but I guess it depends on where you are in the world. And this color is called Happy Little Tree. Oh, that's cute. Although now I'm wondering, and I want to go over to a window because this color doesn't really scream tree to me. I suppose if you're, let's see. So this is called Audine Woods Chill, and here are the 6 different colors that there are. They are all very, very like neutral, very neutral. You know, like those colors in there definitely were represented in the mood board, but I don't know. I guess I would have loved some like really rich greens. Like if the wood the Happy Little Skeins, because you think like Happy Little Trees, that's a perfect little name. But I would love to have felt more of the like greens and browns and grays. And certainly there are those browns and grays in the other colors on this base. But I think that that's just what I would think. But I'm actually going to take this over to a window, or maybe I'm even going to step outside my front door for a moment because it looks blue to me. I'm curious if it's going to feel more green. So I will be right back. Okay. It's got a hint of green to it. So my wall is a very like blue wall right here, right? This has a hair more green than my wall has, but it is still very much a blue, in my opinion. It is very, very soft. I feel like they may have had something that is softer before. The drape, I think, is gorgeous. What weight is it actually? It is a worsted weight. I think that the blend of fibers is super unique. And so I would say that if you go back and you look at my old Knitcrate unboxings and compare it to now, one of the biggest changes that I think has happened over the last year or months is that the colorways tend to be more solid, but what we're getting are blends of yarn that are really, really unique and aren't things that I have played with before or I have seen. So whether it's the construction, sometimes we get some cool chainette or boucle yarns, or it's the blend, which just seems new. And so I think that that is something that while the color, like visually, I think upon opening, it used to be really exciting to be like, ooh, is it going to be speckled or really variegated or more of like a stripy gradient kind of thing? We don't really get as much of that in these Knit and Crochet Club colorways currently. Who knows what the future would bring, but the bases are really unique and there's a lot of variety and blends that I've otherwise never seen before. So that is really cool. I wish it was more green. I do wish this color was more green, but I suppose that if you are looking at a Bob Ross tutorial, a lot of times the Happy Little Trees could be black or something because it's more of the silhouette against the background. And so in that respect, the color can make sense, but I wouldn't immediately look at this colorway and think trees. There is it's a little bit too blue in my opinion. Let me see. You think when I try to show close-up of products, I need to cover my face because the new camera is trying to focus my face? Okay. That, maybe. Although, of course, if I do that, then I can't. It's a problem where I can't see. So I have to see the, yeah, it is definitely trying to. Like, when I used to do this on my phone, I could get it to focus. I don't know how to change. Okay, where is the camera? No, it's still trying to focus on my face. There we go. So I think this is a little bit more green. I think the color actually is coming through pretty true. Now let's see if I can do, I think that the progress keepers are adorable. Oh, and thanks for liking my nails. So let me see. I gotta try to get my face behind my hand. There we go. That's a little bit better. Thanks for that suggestion. So you can see the little texture and it's hard. So this camera has a ring light on it. And that definitely reflects off of the little things. So let's look at these patterns though. Ooh. Okay, so there is a cowl and a beanie. The cowl is Fallen Cowl by Casey Hurley. Sorry, Casey. Hurley, maybe. And the crochet pattern is the Arcade Slouch Hat by Ashley. Konechny. Oh gosh, I am so sorry for butchering your names, but here are their names. And it's not focusing. There we go. There are their names and the patterns. As I try to like both cover and show to see. Let me see about pulling up. Here is a better picture of the hat, and that is darling. I've done a tiny bit of crochet ribbing in my day, but I think that this is just really, really sweet. This looks like a cozy, sweet hat. It's a little bit the wrong season, but it's, I think, really cute and would be really nice out of this fiber. And let me see if I can find another picture of the cowl. But it's really, really cute. And so that is the main content of what is in the Inspirations magazine. There's a little bit about the inspiration and the colorways. So here are all the different colorways, which it may look like what's going on here is like not picking up enough color, but those are actually really, really deep colors. So I think it is coming through okay. I think that like those aren't necessarily the colors I would pick from the inspiration, but I do know that every month they share the, at least they used to, they share the inspiration like mood board, and then other dyers will use dyer supplier bases, dye things based on those colorways, and then they feature those dyers in in an email that they send out to Knitcrate customers, which I do think is really, really cool. Now, as Knitcrate members, you do get, I believe it's 50% off the Member Central shop. So if there was another colorway you really wanted, you can get a discount on that. But I think that what I would say right now is that if you are interested in signing up, I think you are still getting really lovely quality yarn. It is more expensive than it used to be, but I think the price is still fairly reasonable. But my caution is that it may take a while to ship because they're sort of like almost, it feels like a month behind, and they're working on getting caught up to get the next month's yarn shipped in sooner because things are just being held up at like where shipping containers go through different countries. And so that can be really challenging. I think I still have the CEO's like message with all the challenges they've been facing down in the description below. But yeah, so I would say that if with these changes, the price point is too high, that is okay. If you don't want to wait a long period of time for things to arrive, that is also okay. But I think if you have been a KnitCrate fan for a long time and want to continue to support them, that's also okay. That's why I'm still doing these unboxings, but I want to acknowledge the shipping challenges and other challenges that have been going on, because I have genuinely enjoyed their product for a couple of years now, and I want to give them a chance to get through these challenges that are like real and legitimate. But what I would say also is that one of their strengths is not responding to customer service issues in a reasonable amount of time. So if you are having any issue and you're trying to reach out to either Dire Supplier or KnitCrate, I recommend, in addition to emailing their customer service team, I recommend reaching out to either or both accounts on social media, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, because I think you may end up getting a response back faster. I don't know. So I am not, I would say, as a like affiliate or whatever, I'm not pleased when I see people being like, I wrote weeks ago and I'm not getting an update. That's a hard thing. And I do want to always be honest about challenges when it's something that otherwise I think is a really fun product. And there's one other thing, and I know some of you often know more than I do about some of this, but I don't know if this is true. But when I was exploring earlier, you can sign up for the monthly subscription, and my coupon code ChemKnits20 does work. I checked today, it did work even on the discount. There's a promotion for you get 50% off the first month, and my code did still work when I tried it this morning. But there is shipping and handling with the monthly. When I went to the pay every 6 months, my coupon code does not work on paying for 6 months at once. But it says that you can have free domestic shipping if you pay for 6 months all at once. So that is a fairly substantial discount in that you're paying a lump fee. So you're getting $1 off each month. This is the Sock Knit and Crochet Club. But then you're not paying almost $7 of shipping every month. But I don't know if that's true. This is something I saw on the website, and therefore, it's what the website says. They should honor that. But yeah, I'm just I'm hoping it's not an error. And so, because on the Knit and Crochet Club, it doesn't currently say the shipping fee on here. I was looking into the shipping because since all of my May clubs arrived in one package, I wasn't sure if that means you can now combine shipping. Now, to be fair, shipping 3 skeins with extras and books is often almost double the price as just shipping 1 or 2, because that usually brings you over a pound, and so that changes the weight class when it comes to shipping. But yeah, so I was trying to look on the website to see if there was any information about combining shipping, and I couldn't find anything. The only thing I did notice is that, again, with the Knit and Crochet Club, if you do 6 or 12 months, it says that shipping is free for US customers, but not included for international if you are paying upfront in bulk. So I'm trying to see. So I don't know. The answer is I don't have any other information about that. So it is worth checking that out, I suppose. Oops, where did yeah. So I would say of the 2 this month, my favorite is definitely, I like this color a lot more than this one. Although it's actually grown on me a little bit. I probably will try to over dye it because I've never dyed this blend before. And something this pastel is a great candidate for over dyeing. But this one, if you didn't like the color, it'd be hard to over dye because it's so saturated already. But I think it's pretty, and that drape. Oh no! I always just love, it would be really good for this. I'm not in focus. It'd be really good for both a cowl and that slouchy hat because it's got this beautiful, beautiful drape. to it. But let's open up the April one because last month I opened my KnitCrate, or the sock knit and crochet club, or for April. And then this one arrived later. Ooh. Whoa. Looks like we've got some stickers. You are my sunshine. So this is one of those awesome chainette yarns that I am a huge fan of. So this was for April. Oh, there's another sticker. Another like leaf sticker. Okay. So this was, I opened this up before, but this was the petal issue. And they had, so it's the Autumn Woods Bloom. So this is really soft. This is 80% alpaca wool, 10% silk, 10% camel. And it's a DK weight chainette yarn that is, actually I think that it is a little bit in focus. It's just because there's a little bit of a halo. It's not that sharp. But the color, this is, I think of the three I've opened, this one is my favorite. It doesn't necessarily have the drape, but it's also twisted a little tighter. It might have the drape, but this is gorgeous. Now, the one thing I find weird is that the patterns for this, so they have this beautiful, is it a shawl? I think it might be a shawl. And then, yes, look at, just check out that shawl. That's just so cute. Oh gosh, sorry. So used to tuning that out that I let it go. But the other thing, and I talked about this before, the crochet pattern is this adorable, there we go, adorable market tote. Super adorable. I wouldn't make a market tote or a bag like this out of an alpaca silk cashmere. No, sorry, alpaca silk camel. Like this is alpaca silk camel. I would not make a bag out of it. I might make a bag out of like a merino linen, but not out of something as luxurious as this yarn, which is, it's just gorgeous. And it's got a little bit of heathering to it. But it's going to have bounce because it's a chainette and it is so unbelievably soft. Like this is gorgeous. I just don't know why they used it for a market tote. So, you know, I think that again, when looking at these, we've got an alpaca silk camel. There is this merino linen nylon. And then this other blend is alpaca cashmere. Like these are very, very interesting yarn bases. And I think that if I was at like a yarn expo or like Vogue Knitting Live or something, and I was in a booth and I saw one of these blends, I would be super curious and want to get some to play with because it's just not a blend that I'm used to or something that I see or come across. And I wish some of these were available through Dyer Supplier to dye, but I know that I think that the mills might be different. And so it's not necessarily the same bases, but they are fun. They are definitely fun. So ultimately, I think that it is a really, really fun club. And so I guess if you're going to include shipping with the US, so $30 a month for 200 grams of yarn plus, okay, I guess maybe it's about 38 if you include shipping within the US, for 200 grams of gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. And then you have the patterns and everything. It's not that it's not as much of a steal as it used to be, but it's still, I think, a fair price. And they're really, really doing something unique with these blends. And so I do want to commend them for that. I would love to see more wild colors again, but that is just me. I miss the opening it up and then seeing Is it going to be like soft and speckles? I miss seeing both the variegated yarn, but then the different kinds of patterns that they put really variegated yarn with. And so that's something I would love to see more of again. But yeah, I don't know what their plan or their vision is. That's sort of what, I mean, from unboxing, it was more, it's really exciting. Oh dear, one fell on the floor. It's really exciting to open these up and feel them and share that. That is still really, really fun. But there's something really exciting about the color reveal. And I feel overall, most of the colors, and I've been receiving the surprise color the whole time, they tend to be, they range from like saturated and jewel tones, which I love, but they usually are fairly like muted, and I think most of the colors are fairly easy to use. So that is, you know, something to consider. But if you are a KnitCrate customer and you have like opinions on the colorways and stuff, you know, certainly reach out to the company and share it. I mean, I think that my experience of like really enjoying the wild things a lot might be different. And so this shift to, I think the colors, I would classify them as safer as what some of them used to be, when some of them were a little out there. But even if the colors themselves are a little bit safer, I think the blends are really interesting and are all a lot easier to knit with. I think not everyone, most people will knit with a, you know, a heathered yarn or a semi-solid yarn. More people will knit with that than who might go for something really wild and variegated, because then you can show off different stitch patterns more. So that is sort of my analysis on the whole thing. And it, honestly, unboxing it took me a while to recognize the shift to the like uniqueness of these bases and like all the different chainette yarn bases that I would love to be able to dye. This one's a little bit too deep to dye. You could potentially do something, but it wouldn't really necessarily show up. So that is worth, always worth considering. Oh. You totally understand why they had to change their cost, but the international shipping to Canada, the dollar exchange would cost me about $60. Yes, the international shipping, which, what I think it's $11.95 for international shipping flat rate US. Like, that is a very fair international shipping cost. Like, I can't ship 2 skeins of yarn for Canada for $12, let alone to like Europe. It would cost a lot more than that for me to ship 200 grams of yarn. The domestic shipping, and I guess it came priority mail. What did this one come? UPS. So I think that like the shipping and handling feels like it could be a little expensive, more, but I don't know. I mean, like, I can, like, my shipping costs are certainly both different because I don't ship enough that I can like negotiate bulk rates, but also like, you know, I know that they were struggling to get, hello face. There we go. I know they were struggling with packages like sitting at the post office for a long period of time. And so therefore we're looking for other ways to get things once they were in the hands of the shipping carriers to get them moving faster. And so that is a lot more expensive if they're shipping through UPS or using priority mail. So that is worth being aware of. So the song You Are My Sunshine is like a song that has a lot of meaning to me. I feel like the stickers aren't my favorite, but I don't think, like, extras are fun. They are fun, but that's not always the reason to join or stay in a club. You might have a weird question. Is there an alternate contact for KnitCrate? You know they're bogged down right now, but you've gotten 3-month 2 boxes from Dive Into Dyeing. Wow. So Jeremy, I think that the best way is still like on Instagram or Facebook. But if you DM me on Instagram after, I'll see like I don't really want to be like a in general to be a go-between like with KnitCrate, but given that that's something with my face on it, I will yeah, reach out to me on Instagram, and if you have it, just send me a DM, and then I will we can chat, and then I'll try to like flag that. You now have 6 tie-dye bottles. Wait, were the bottles? Which one were the I don't even remember which one the squeeze bottles were in. Those were in 2, I think, because of hand painting, because the third one was speckles. What's the color name on the alpaca blend? I think both of these are alpaca blends. So this is Delphinium. That's the colorway on this one. And then the colorway on this other one was Happy Little Trees. So this was the May, and this is the April. I'm expecting to receive June probably at the beginning of July, based on the way like the shipping has gone lately. Yeah, I mean, I think like it's weird. So I did ask them like when we set up Dive Into Dyeing, and so I guess I'll just, if anyone is curious. So I worked with KnitCrate to create a Dive Into Dyeing course, an Intro to Dyeing course. And it's a 3-month subscription. And, you know, I think that it is like, it's really fun. You can see all the materials that are in there. You can see here if you decide to get them all separately versus going through the course. I mean, I have no problem saying that, but and actually, let me make sure my sound is off. So actually, if you go, if you want to watch the videos, if you go to just my YouTube channel and then playlists, although of course, like, I think it's now showing up like even my secret playlists, which is funny because I'm logged in. Where is my... Why can't I see it? What? Hold on. What? Playlists. Created playlists. Here we go. No, I don't want to watch the video. I will drop it in the chat. I do have a playlist on my channel, which actually may be linked on the main page, but maybe if you go to all playlists, you should find it. And this has all of the videos that are on the Dyer Supplier YouTube channel that I created, plus some other ones that I created to kind of go with the launch of this and when I was featured in a May KnitCrate, and some of my unboxings. I don't know where the third one is, but so all the videos I made for Dyer, for this Dyer Supplier and KnitCrate collaboration, are available for free, available for everyone, and you can see them all here. So there is that. Why do I keep saying there is that? That's a weird thing. Let's see. It's so weird that UK shipping is so expensive when UK to US shipping is pretty reasonable. About $7. Whoa, that is really cheap. Yeah, I mean, it cost me like 20 something US dollars to ship to the UK. To ship like one skein. Yeah. And same with like the EU. It can cost like $20. Like, I think that, and you know, if something is 3 pounds, it's like 50 something dollars. So yeah, that can be difficult. Yes, Carrie, you're right. The new prices aren't unfair. It was just a big price jump all at once. And so that's why, like, what I've been saying all along is that if you enjoy it and want to continue supporting them, I think that's really great. And if you can't the price jump means that like it's out of your budget for mystery yarn because the color vibes went away, that is okay as well. It is really, really okay if you decide that you can no longer support it, or if you want to pause for a few months and see how things shake out. But I think the actual like crate contents aren't really changing. All the yarn was for the rest of the year has already been like designed and ordered. It's the main challenge they've had is with the import, is like with all the shipping aspects. And I know that I don't know if they use like an air freight or if they ship on like with a boat, but I don't know a lot about shipping, but I do know from some other yarn companies talking about this is that a lot of like shipping, a lot of commercial flights will carry like shipping like crates and stuff in the cargo area. And so they'll do a lot of import export stuff that way, but with fewer commercial flights, then there's fewer trips like bringing things in, and so then that can also just cause like delays. And so sometimes things will arrive and then it won't get released to the company for a really long time as well. So that can be very, very challenging. And so it is you know, I suppose that like I appreciate a company opening up and saying we can't afford to keep the prices where they are. At least like I think that they're using a lot of like really, really high-end fiber contents in the yarn, which is really nice. And again, I think that some of these blends are really, really unique. I mean, I would happily like, and like these are colors that likely I would have picked for a project or something. Like these ones are very, very me that I would use. This green is, I think some people would really like it. It's not my personal favorite. I actually do think it would show up like sock stitches really nicely though. So, you know, you have to keep all that in mind. I think it's hard to have a mystery color when everyone is going to be completely thrilled. I think that that is a challenging task, but I also know, and I feel like things, at least the last two shipments have both arrived at approximately like a similar like 4 to 5 week time frame from the first of the month. So I think that that has been good. And they do still give like a sneak peek preview each month. Around the 20th, they share like, hey, this will be, so around the 20th of June, they'll share like, hey, usually they do a video too, like, hey, this is the yarn, or maybe there's an email sometimes, this is the yarn that's good, we're going to feature in July. And so then you can make a decision if you want to skip that crate entirely or what. I don't know if you prepay for 6 months or 12 months, if you can skip a month though. That is not something I know. The green would look really nice with speckles. Like as a color with other colors, it doesn't bother me. I just find that a lot of times, like I see the mood board and I get really excited. I mean, the green at least is definitely like consistent with grass and other things. So I was just really wanting to see something that pulled like all these paint colors in. I wanted, with, you know, happy little skeins as the theme, I was really hoping that we'd have something multicolored and something just sort of like fun like that. So, but that is just me. But actually what we haven't looked at officially is the theme and sneak peek for June. And so that theme is, is Mirage. And in terms of color story, it looks like, I don't know what the blue thing is. But that's cool. So we've got sort of a fairly rich blue, a dusty, is that sand? This is sort of like a mauvey pink. And then this mint green, which is more of, I can't tell what that picture is. This is a plant. This is, it could just be a paint stroke. I can't tell quite what that is. Then we've got this green, it's silk cloth. There's pebbles, and then there's sunsets. One on a beach and one like presumably like in a desert or the mountains or something. So there are a lot of colors in here that could be drawn from. So I do think that once like it sort of catches up with it, once they stop really needing to constrain themselves into like a warm, cool, and neutral. I think that once they could really like look at a theme and pick colors, and even if they're 3 different colors, but pick 3 colors based on that, I think that that would give some more freedom and flexibility with the types of colors that they create. So I mean, I enjoy opening these up and seeing what's inside. So I don't want you guys to think that I don't. Like if I didn't enjoy opening it up, then I wouldn't open it up anymore on video. So I do enjoy it. I just feel like I need to give like cautionary, like be patient kinds of things. But yeah, I think that for customer service issues, I would email and then try, I don't think that they have a phone number, but so then I would try social media. And so that's sort of the direction that I would recommend, because I think that they have a fairly, I don't know if I'm completely aware of the individual, if the person who used to run social media, I don't know if she's still in charge of social media or someone new is in charge of social media, but they were fairly responsive. So, yep. But anyway, this is our KnitCrate haul from May, and then also an April one because that arrived in May. And then I got into this pattern where I was like waiting for then May to arrive to finish opening up that April. And so then I was like, okay, now I feel like we're caught up. And so I will wait until both June packages arrive, and we'll either have another unboxing in June or sometime in July, depending on when it comes. But I really hope that you enjoy seeing me unbox this and share my thoughts. I'm really excited to have another one of these measuring tapes. I think they might sell the measuring tape on their website, so you could, in theory, just buy it from them. But I don't know if the member discount counts for stuff in the shop as well. So that I don't know. But man, my hair was so much shorter when I did the dive into dyeing, looking at that. But anyway, I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful weekend. And yeah, I am going to go back to editing Summer Mini Skein mini-series videos, because that is my big project. And that's sort of why I am sitting right here. moving around. So thank you all so much for joining. And again, subscribe. If you're enjoying this, please like the video. And I will chat with you all soon. My hair? Yeah. Compared to... oh. Compared to this. I'm going to chop it in like a little over a week. So I will be going back to like here is my plan. So I'm ready. It's just very hot. We went hiking today and it was very, very hot. Plus it like covers up my shirts or my dresses, and yeah. But anyway, yes, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I guess the weekend is almost over. And yeah, there'll be new Dye Pot Weekly episodes on Tuesday and Friday. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the plan for the week. But who knows? Maybe I'll randomly decide to live stream again. I don't specifically have plans to do another yarn dyeing live stream this week, but it is the last full week of school. So maybe. We'll see. If I get my editing done and I have some filming that I need to do before my schedule becomes more constrained. So that's the plan. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye.